I'm no longer with Scott. That's the vibe I got, bro.
I'm living different.
I ain't got no baby. He in the future. I ain't got nothing to hold
That's
me back.
crazy.
That's why I have her too.
That's insane.
She said, I'm free. Damn, bro.
But yeah,
we're making her sound a whole type of way.
I'm saying, but that's how it seems.
Good writing. What's good, everybody? I'm JR.
Bah.
Isaiah.
We are Eclectic Nerds. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be our episode 4 and 5 review of X-Men 97. Brian, take us away.
Alright, so in episode 4, it opens up with it being Jubilee's 18th birthday, which is, she's turning 18, she's an adult now. It's her walking into pretty much with the other characters and, planning what they want to do for her. Magneto being like, no, you're an adult, we're not about to do anything, we need to train. So she gets sent to her room, ironically. And then from there, her and, what was it? The Portuguese?
Roberto?
Roberto, yeah, I'll say some other thing. See a game console. She thinks that's one of the birthday gifts. Turns out to be Nintendo. They get sucked into a video game, much like Tron, life or death situation. It was pretty entertaining. I liked it a lot. It wasn't anything major. It was just pretty much, it felt like a filler arc, but a good one, I guess. It was very interactive, very fun. The whole game theory. We do get a really, really badass scene at the end of the episode or end of the little Nintendo trial. It's pretty much her and, spoilers, her older self or game self combine, and they do like a Naruto Boruto scene, Rasengan type vibe.
Yeah,
because
both generations.
Older her knows how to control her powers fully, and you get to see her use her powers in different ways. They do pretty much a Rasengan to pretty much destroy Nintendo and get out of the game.
Mojo.
Real quick about that. One of the philosophies that they have in that episode at the very end, old Jubilee is telling young Jubilee like, "Hey, I know you want to stay in here and play the game forever and use all the different try to find all the endings, but this is more important than that," which is a really cool thing that I think a lot of people who play video games don't really understand. That's like the purpose of a lot of them is to be like, hey, video games are cool, but like go outside and attack the issue that you just attacked in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's as a game dev, that's something that I always try to pride myself on, is putting that stuff in the game. So I just thought that was super cool.
Yeah, man, it had a lot of great references. A lot of great homages to the classic 90s and 80s X-Men game that was on Super Nintendo.
Even the cartridge was the old school 97 Nintendo 64.
I was like, bro, that's funny, man. Like all these cool references in there. References to old episodes of the 90s cartoon and comic book. Certain storylines really dope.
The Days of Future Past opening, that was gas. I was like, that's
and the fact that it was like parts of it was in that like 64-bit, 32-bit. And then there was an audience and they could see them and whatnot.
Also, the music slapped in this episode.
Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for like retro 32-bit, 64-bit music, man. And then that episode was split into 2, and we kind of get a little bit of follow up with Storm and Forge as to what's gonna happen to her powers. A lot of that episode was silent, like the second half of it, because the action and the storytelling was told based on the animation, which I think is really cool. And I love when not just animation but film do that, where they allow the action to speak for itself.
And it was talking, boy. Good lord.
Yeah, it was talking, man. Again, we definitely, I think all of us can agree that Storm losing her powers, as we mentioned in our first episode, meant so much, right? So to have her struggle through that and still trying to embrace life without her powers and still feeling the wind in its own way, and having life being like her breathing life again in a sense, was really cool. At the end of that, we had a little spoiler alert, guys. We find out that Forge is helping her, but it's also kind of like a redemption for him because he admits his errors. There's a scene where we see his past that I thought it was so cool. We see X Factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I was like, okay, so for real, we have X Factor in this universe. So we had a lot of great homages. We see X Factor. We see other characters. We see Forge in his like a small story of him, and it comes to reveal that he took in creating the inhibitor collars for them.
Yeah.
Which in turn was reverse engineered to create the sniper that took away Storm's power. At that point,
Bastard.
yeah. At that point, I feel that Storm does have emotions for him. But she questioned his motives at this point because is this all a ruse to get close to me? Is it because you really want to help me, or is it because you want to just clear your conscience that you took part of it?
Yeah, I think kind of weird about that though is like it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like regardless of what the actual regardless of what he want to help you, so take the help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that you're probably mad or whatever, but at the same time, who cares? Like.
I mean, apparently she does.
I mean, I get it, but
like, you gonna mess me up and then you gonna try to fix me?
Yeah, fair enough. Mm-hmm.
But overall, that episode was really cool.
Yeah.
And we kind of just see her just run off, and him trying to catch up to her and let her know, like, hey, look, like, I'm really trying to help out. Like, I know I messed up. I didn't want to tell you. It's one of those things where your lies hurt more than the truth.
Right.
And
he also did not have to tell you at all.
Yeah, but kind of figured it out.
Yeah. Like, he could have just withheld that information forever.
But again, he's trying to be honest because he is starting to feel emotional. Right. And then this is the part of the story that we keep on saying. The story in the storytelling is equivalent to Latino telenovela. Like, it is a soap opera for comic and nerds. It's done so well. Episode 4, Fiend. Close credits. Here we go, episode 5. All right, guys.
The heavy hitter.
Yeah, we rushed to episode 4, but this is really the one that matters.
Yeah. I hadn't even watched episode 5 before my brother called me and was like, bro, did you watch episode 5? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get to it. And then the next day he hit me up again, bro, did you watch it? I'm like, dang, what's going on? So I finally checked into it, and I'm glad I did because this thing was a heater.
I legit got goosebumps.
Yeah,
I legit got goosebumps just thinking about this story, man.
Yeah, it is crazy. So we start off in the X-Wing flying to Genosha because we have
been accepted as part of the UN.
Yeah. They accepted mutants into the UN. Magneto's pulling up to go. Magneto, Rogue, and Gambit pull up, and they're about to land. Magneto throwing some jabs at Gambit, and
you had to come.
Yeah. Well, he was like, take note that you're the only person in the plane where if something were to happen, you can't get down safely.
Yeah, bro.
That's insane. But yeah. And then we pull up to Genosha and just see, just the happiest I've ever seen any mutant in anything. Like,
kids running around.
Yeah, the kids from the episode 1 that Magneto saved. Or was that? It was episode 1, I think. That Magneto saved, were just running around the little market. There's like mutants just like using their powers, however, like wherever they want to. I like just the idea of seeing like a place that is designed for mutants and not just like,
adapted.
Yeah, like the multiple levels of market, because like some of them can fly, and like it's just really cool to see that kind of stuff. But it was just like a real peaceful opening. And then we have the side story also kicking on, which is reporter has come to the X mansion to do a documentary on the mutants that are there. So we have like Beast talking to the reporter, getting all chummy with her and stuff.
We're throwing that
You know what I'm saying? He was out here doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I ain't just big and smart. I'm also furry. That boy.
Well, he said blue blushes too. That was hard. That was hard.
How can you tell with all that fur on you? All right.
But yeah, so we had that going. The reporter does an interview with Beast. She does one with Cyclops.
Jubilee.
Yeah, she does one with Jubilee, which is
that's bad PR.
That girl is crazy. But Scott's is going the best until it ain't. I don't know. She brings up his kid, who in episode Ep.3 had to get sent to the future.
But they don't want to explain it.
Yeah, he brings up that the doctor didn't want to help his kid, and then that kind of triggers this like ego, like, you know, multiplied by the me not being comfortable talking about my kid because he's not here and not being able to explain it. Like,
he tried to avoid that question.
Yeah, he did.
He tried to avoid the existence of Nathan.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But understandable, because what happened to your kid? Where is he?
Yeah.
But there's records that
you had
born.
a kid.
Where is he? You know, so that's kind of what triggered it, and then she kept on pressing on it.
Which is scummy, bro.
I mean,
reporters. I mean, it's a fair question.
Yeah, I think from the reporter's perspective, like, it makes sense, because if a person just had a kid and they're like super famous, you want to talk about the kid.
Murder
like,
the child? Like,
yeah, like what the fuck happened?
Everyone's first question.
Yeah.
Well, like, not only that, but when he broke, to me, he started giving out Magneto vibes.
The irony.
Yeah.
It really did.
About everything he said, ungrateful. He was like, thank God I'm not human.
We see.
I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't like Cyclops at all, but in this instant, I was like, talk your
he got a Schmidt for real.
Talk
X-Men.
Talk your stuff, King. It's true, bro. Like,
he threw in, we saved you from Magneto, from humans, from other mutants, from aliens.
Yeah.
When he threw out aliens, I was like, all right, bro, this guy really, he said,
I
ain't holding back.
The part that spoke to me the most was like, I'm doing this interview just to prove to you guys that I'm a person. I was like, damn.
Yeah, because
no one else has to do that.
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah.
I was like, the writing.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. That stands to a whole nother testament, because as a person without powers, he didn't say mutant. The wording is what was really important, is because a person, as a human being, as just a sentient being that has no threat towards you, that meant something. At least to me, the way he said it.
Right.
Because there's humans out there who commit horrendous crimes and they don't have powers.
Right.
Imagine those that do have powers and use them for good, yet here we are having to prove ourselves to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
After we've already done more than your humans have done. Here I'm talking like I'm a mutant, bro.
Right. You an ambassador, bro.
Bro, honestly.
Hey, we're brown.
You're ally.
We really are. I am, bro. I'm gonna let it be known. Team X-Men over Avengers all day. Just saying. But proceed.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I don't think anybody gonna push back on that one. But yeah. So right after or in the midst of the interviews, I think Beast is getting interviewed when Jean and Scott kind of meet up after Scott's like kind of cooling down from the outburst that he had while he was talking to the reporter. He goes up and they hadn't been talking to each other very much. Jean puts her hand on his arm to like console him and comfort him, and then
you ain't my girl. I don't know you.
So she goes to do. So they talk about their like the mental touch that Jean has in Cyclops' brain, and I guess she went in because they were not talking to each other. She went in to like reinstate that so that they could have that back. And as she did it, she felt Madeline Pryor's mental touch in his brain, and they kind of like linked brains, I think, for a second or something, like, which pissed Jean off because she was like, "That was our thing," and he's like, "She's you."
She's you. Like
what?
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, like how is that? You acting like I'm cheating, but that's you.
I said this connection.
I didn't have that little kid.
Yeah.
I didn't have that little kid.
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah, right. And so they bring the argument downstairs, and they're walking outside, and you know what I'm saying, like the reporter's getting a glimpse of it in the documentary, and it's like,
but you have to explain like how it went down, like Jean Grey and
Madeline Pryor had that psychic room with Cyclops, and Jean Grey kind of was like, "Hey, what y'all doing in here?"
Yeah. She just kind of burst it open, like, what the hell? And then you see like manifestation of Madeline Pryor's like head on like floating in the thing, and like it's like, what's going on in here? Like it's crazy.
He's just like nothing.
It was definitely some trippy, weird.
Yeah, they did kiss, so the boy was cheating.
Well, they did more than kiss because
they have a child.
They have a child.
Well, talking about that instance,
yeah. No, yeah, you know. But yeah, so then the argument spills out to where they're doing the interviews, and then we end up outside, and essentially there's a lot of like Gene kind of being disgusted at the fact that Scott has this link to Madeline Pryor, and then Scott also being like, well, like, I have a kid with this person. A lot of like drama that you would see in like a relationship where somebody had a kid and then kind of like the relationship split up, or you know what I'm saying, like a lot of that.
You were gone.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, those feelings just don't go away.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
like it's gonna take a while. That boy's hella confused. It's like
literally like a month and 2 episodes ago.
You are you and you are you.
But y'all not the same. But y'all are the same. But not the same.
Help me! That's what he really wanted to say.
Yeah.
And then he was a little panicked. He was like, "What about you? You don't do this." And you know, I'm like, "All right, Cyclops. This is why people don't like you."
Yeah. And then as soon as that started happening, because with the outburst, I was kind of on the side. But as soon as that started happening, I was like, "And there's the Cyclops that everybody hates. That's the guy."
Gaslight.
I was like, "Dang, you were doing so good."
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that ego just really creeped in, and he was like, "I don't like being attacked like this. I'm gonna attack you back."
He's just connected hormonally on a scientific level because he has procreated with
another
of the same.
Right.
That's confusing, but it is what it is.
Then we flash back to Genosha,
and that's where things really, really pop off.
Yeah, for sure.
They get off the X-wing and they're greeted by Madeline Pryor.
Yep.
Hey everybody, so and so. It's from episode 3 to this episode 5. Apparently, it's been like a month. Because that's what they said. It's been about a month since I've seen you, so on and so forth. Gambit and Rogue are super happy to see her. There's going to be a conference with the UN hosted there in Genosha, which I think is a testament of how they're really trying to work something out. I knew that was...
that wasn't going to happen.
But then, right when they say, hey, we got somebody to help you out because Gambit and Rogue aren't going to be in that meeting.
Yes, sir.
We get my boy, Kurt. The one, the only, Kurt Wagner, the Nightcrawler, one of my favorite characters. And he just comes in, bamf, into the. He just comes at the camera.
Yep.
Awesome scene on that one and angle. He just comes to you from the just his own little dimension to the audience. Yeah. And his interaction, he was so excited to see them. Yeah. Kudos to the writers for getting the original voice actor for Nightcrawler. It was definitely in the nostalgia strings.
Yeah, I heard his voice like that's it.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Little side fact. Logan has a faith to Christianity and God because of Nightcrawler, and that happened, I believe, in like season 4 or 5 when they first met him and whatnot. And ironically, it was also with Gambit and Rogue. But if you can go check that out. So yeah, they're in there, and then he kind of just starts walking with them, and they start seeing the utopia that is Genosha.
Quick side note. Seeing Gambit that happy, seeing Nightwing that happy, or Nightcrawler, I'm sorry, seeing Nightcrawler that happy, and using his powers so regularly is so damn cool. Like, because that character has gone through so much crap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just the ability for him to just be free and open and, not really care about like what he looks like, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just living his best life and smiling and talking to people, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really cool to see that. Because Lord have mercy, that boy has been through some things. Let me tell you.
And he's still optimistic. He still puts on a smile, knowing that people think that he's the devil incarnate with the way he looks. Like, bro,
that's pretty much the exact same conversation that we had about Beast Boy in the last video.
There are connections.
They're so similar.
It also throws down some wisdom with Gambit.
Oh yeah, so there's a scene where they're walking down the market, right? I felt like we were in Mexico because you see fruit, you see this and that. It just looks so beautiful and peaceful. And then you see there's a little small scene of a cameo of Exodus and dang, I'm going blank on the other character, but there's a dance scene, right? And Rogue starts dancing, and Brian was like, "Ooh, Rogue dancing." And then during that moment, Nightcrawler goes up to Gambit, is like, "Hey man, what's holding you back?
When you go holler at him, big dog.
What's going on with y'all? Like, y'all always had something." Gambit hits him with, "Nah, bro. Like, those cards aren't in my favor, bro." He's playing it cool because he knows that as of recently, there's been some disconnect, and he feels it. Gambit has always had like a bad rep to people as fans because they just think he's like
a
womanizer, this and that. But he's so much more than that. And this episode definitely is gonna prove that to you guys. Although he is a sweet talker or whatnot, deep down at the core, he
only got the eyes for one, bro.
He got the eyes for one.
I don't blame him.
And then the cool thing about it is he's one of those people that you judge harshly based on their appearance and the way that they are, but you have to get to know him as a character to really know where his heart is at, and that definitely is being shown. I mean, he's part of the X-Men, and I don't think Xavier would have asked him to join if it wasn't something that he didn't sense was good in him, right? So that happens, and from there we go into the meeting, and this is where things start getting serious. We get a
lot of talking heads in this one.
A lot of representatives, man. We have Banshee, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
We see Emma Frost, which already raises a flag because she is also another telepath, and I don't trust her and her diamond self. With Sebastian Shaw and Madeline Pryor, and what they're trying to do is they need a representative. At this point, they feel as most of them want to nominate Magneto as the leader of Genosha officially, kind of as a representative and a president after the events that occurred in episode 3. At that point, as a fan, I was like, "Yo, this is it. Yeah, let's do it." Like in the MCU, or not in the comics, we have Doctor Doom representing Latveria. Cool. Namor is technically Atlantis, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, in the comics, at some point, Magneto is the representative of Genosha, and no one's really messing with him. So yeah, let's bring it into it, and that's cool. He's hesitant because he's like, "Man, yeah, I don't even like to deal with humans."
Yeah. Can we? He was looking out the window.
He was like, "Can we pick somebody
He was like,
else?"
"Can we? Is there anybody else more equipped than I?"
And everyone's like, "Nah, bro, you just saved them. If anyone, they're gonna listen to anybody, it's you because you let them live."
Right.
Which is
the leader of the X-Men now.
And the leader of the X-Men. And he's like, "Man, look, man, I'm gonna need me a side piece. I'm gonna need me a representative. I'll do it under one condition."
And then we cut to Gambit getting ready, right?
No, technically that's when the conversation happens, the follow-up after the interview.
Oh, right. Okay,
it's cool. It don't matter. We're still getting to the real stuff of this episode.
Yeah, so there's a banquet tonight for the UN meeting that should be happening the next day. So we are, just having our little banquet. We're getting ready with Gambit. Gambit got the full white tux on with the little purple sash, kind of killing it for real.
No, he looking straight Vice City.
Yeah, he was looking mad nice. He already knew he had a game plan in his head. He was gonna talk to somebody tonight. But we are interrupted in the getting ready stage by Rogue, who touches down, kind of flies in through his window, not looking super excited. So she gets to telling Gambit exactly what's going on, and you can tell Gambit's a little peeved because he got the cards out, and first he was shuffling them, and then she just kept talking, and he started flinging them things into the fire because I could feel like he already knew what the situation was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, Magneto has chosen Rogue to be his queen kind of leader of Genosha, and so for that they have to kind of be a little bit closer, and then we get backstory on Rogue and how her and Magneto met initially. We see Rogue's mama, who was a wild child apparently. she is super evil
from the grit.
Yeah, and then she introduces Rogue to Magneto, and then Magneto kind of like moves Rogue's life into a way where I don't want to say like he groomed her, but it kind of like the way that they were portraying it kind of looked like it was some kind of grooming action going on, because she seemed a lot younger to him and he was like very infatuated with her. Like you can see the very first image that they show of him looking at her, it's like a whoa, you know what I'm saying? So we move from that backstory to like how they became like lovers and how, you know, it started materializing into something a little bit deeper than that. And then when Rogue left to join the X-Men, she kind of just didn't talk about it at all. And then Magneto kind of reciprocated that because he had feelings for her still, so he didn't want to like out her and then she not have a family. He said that he didn't want to take that family away from her because she had already had so much family taken away from her. So,
real one.
And he knows what it's like to have your family taken away. And he's a survivor of the Holocaust. So.
Yeah, we see them flashbacks too later on in the episode.
We do. Bro, this episode just kept on getting better and better, bro.
It's a deep one, man. It's a lot of heartstrings getting pulled. Even at the end of this scene that we're talking about now, Rogue is in full tears, like, you know what I'm saying, really trying to help Gambit understand that it's like it ain't like that, but it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
She hit him with the like, look, we have a past. I don't want it, but I can do so much more by being part of this.
Yeah.
Big picture for our kind, the mutant kind. And he's like, look, bro, I've been your boot thing. You didn't want to be official. I got it. And verbatim, he's like, I've been your swamp rat for how long? And I was like, damn, bro, you just gonna like.
But he ain't wrong.
Yeah, man. He was saying like, I'm not
this sneaky.
Yes, bro. And she's like, and I've been your share. And he was like, yeah, but not no more. He's like, I respect that. He gives him the gentleman way, but like, look, I will always be here for you. And he's pretty much saying like, look, I bet that he's gonna break your heart. And she knows when it comes to gambling, Gambit is the boy.
Hey, he don't bet on nothing that he don't know.
Yeah, he's like, exactly. So she's like, and she knows it. She knows it. He's like, look, man, this isn't about us. It's just the fact that like I can't have a physical relationship with you, and that hits on so many levels. Like even I know people that like because of the physical aspect of the relationship, it got cut off or whatever, and you're just like, bro, like it's so much.
And he claps back with
some things are
more than feelings.
It's deeper than skin, man.
What? And this is what I'm telling you. That boy Gambit is deep, bro.
Yeah. That line killed me, man. I was like, Lord have mercy. It's deeper than skin.
And it's foreshadowed later also in this episode, man. In the next scene exactly. It's the actual party. It's like the gala, however you want to say it. People are dancing, and then they got Happy Nation playing, which is like super mid '90s club music. And I was like,
go off.
I was like, dude, they really sticking to the era, man. That was dope because it's 1997, and we see the conversation between Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost, and Magneto, and the representative from the UN. And she's pretty much like, hey, you know, so you're going to be the representative. People aren't going to like you because you've been a terrorist. And he collabs back with,
bro,
the irony that you say that when a lot of your leaders are terrorists or something of the sort.
Yeah, it's like they're not like a terrorist become a leader. It's like, well, ironic that
all your leaders are terrorists. I was like,
that dude don't hold back. He's like, don't come at me, dog.
I'm telling you,
Team Magneto.
And that's one of the I think that's one of the true strengths of any X-Men story is that it's relevant regardless. You could read a X-Men #1 from, you know what I'm saying, and it's still relevant today. Everything. And that line in particular, obviously it was written today, so it would have more relevance today, but I can
with
see
everything going on right now in the world, we're not gonna touch on that because people get canceled.
Yeah, but I can definitely see, you know, that line even being said by a Magneto of the '90s and still having recognition to this day. Like you know, crazy.
Definitely, man. From there, we see out of nowhere the benevolence that is Rogue coming down from the sky.
She's so bad. Oh my god. Why did they do her like that? That was crazy,
bro. Hey, that was a little awkward, bro.
That was crazy.
There was no, she, and then as she's coming down, you have Gambit and Madame Pryor at the bar, and you could tell Madame Pryor's like, so what's up, Gambit?
Yeah, what's going on with you?
He's like, don't talk to me, girl.
He like,
my heart broken. Leave me alone.
I'm hurt right now.
I heard. She's like, I know, I can sense it. I can feel it.
I know what's going on.
Quiet type piece.
Yeah, bro. And you can tell she's like, look, man, I'm no longer with Scott. That's the vibe I got, bro.
I'm living different.
I ain't got no baby. He in the future. I ain't got nothing to hold me back.
Crazy.
That's why I got like two.
That's insane. She
said, I'm free. Damn, bro.
But yeah,
we're making her sound a whole type of way.
I'm saying, but that's how it seems.
Good writing.
Hey,
no,
if she sound like a thought, she must be a thought.
She out here throwing that thing.
The outfit that she chose for the Goblin Queen. I mean, bro.
Yeah, she was out here.
A1.
She doing her own thing.
A1. So yeah, that happens, and then there's an awkward interaction when there's the music playing, and there's like a display of power towards everybody there between Rogue and Magneto, but Magneto really is the one that kind of stepped up that interaction. And they start like making out and stuff, and everybody's like,
hold on, we got to talk about this one specific.
All right, take it off.
It's just one specific part about this scene that I need to talk about. So you got Gambit and Madeline Pryor at the bar. They're drinking probably whiskey, just kind of chilling, and they're having a conversation. And you see the whiskey glass, and there's 2 big ice cubes in the whiskey glass. Rogue comes down, right, but she doesn't touch the ground. Magneto goes up to where she is, so they kind of meet in the air, right. And before they dance, they're about to touch hands, and you see Magneto's electromagnetism come out and touch Rogue's hand. Right? In between the hands, the camera angle is such that you can see Gambit sitting at the bar looking at them, bro. And as soon as their hands touch, you see
I'm out.
You see in the whiskey glass, the 2 ice cubes get cracked into 3. Oh my god, bro.
Bro, the symbolism, I'm telling
Cut
you.
me up, brother. I was like, ain't no way.
It's so much deeper than just cartoons.
That's disrespectful by Rogue.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was nuts. That was insane.
Well, she was trying to do that presentation because at the end of that interaction, she pretty much tells Magneto like, yo, some things are deeper than skin. Yeah. Meaning like I choose him.
Right.
But Gambit was like, I'm not gonna stay for that. During that interaction, he's like,
nah, bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
She didn't have to kiss him, bro. Nah, fuck that.
I mean,
nah.
I agree.
She didn't have to, but she was testing the waters and it didn't feel right.
Magneto was like, I'm gonna go for it. Magneto's a little weird, but still Team Magneto regardless when it comes to the politics.
Was a little, like,
I'm like, you didn't have to do all that.
Magneto a groomer, bro.
Damn.
Y'all wildin'.
Damn. Oh, you're making me not want to be Team Magneto. But the power!
I ain't gonna lie. Magneto been spitting this whole season of this show, right?
Allowed.
But
we allow it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I do not condone that.
I don't know. Hey, that's crazy.
I don't like grooming is bad.
Right? Yeah.
Clear
but,
it is.
Right. But. No. But yeah, so during them dancing, getting their freak on in the air and stuff, everybody start jumping out. That's what they was doing.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Nah, bro.
She wasn't. Can you imagine if she just bust out twerking in the air, bro? God damn.
Don't stop, fucker.
Uncle Luke, bro.
Yeah. Stop playing Uncle Luke, bro.
She was one step because at one point both their hands were up. You know, he was behind her. He could have just started.
He could have. Got crazy.
Imagine if it was like X-Men 2022 and Bad Bunny starts playing, bro. That'd be wild.
But yeah, then you start seeing all the mutants that can fly. They start joining them. Everybody seems to be having a good time, but Rogue kind of wants to break away from it.
It's like a medieval little scene. Everybody having a thing, and then out of nowhere, there's a psychic blast that hits Madeline Pryor.
She hit with the oh my god
out of nowhere, and then she starts bleeding, bro. And she's like, "What the hell? What's going on? Maybe we don't know."
Start hearing the little screams in the background. Everybody looking around like, "What?"
Everyone's like, "What's going on?" And she's having flashbacks from the little vision that she had in episode 1 when they went to go fight Master Mold, and out of nowhere, Jean Grey is also having issues back home, and it's all connecting now. Because she's starting to see visions and the screams that she heard in episode 1 she's hearing now. And then out of nowhere, she's walking outside and we see, "Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Everybody stop."
See people running. People falling.
Something's happening, bro. I feel like it's that Florida alien incident like a couple months ago, but no one knows what's going on.
Right.
Well, all of Florida PD was there. And then we get Cable
pop up out of nowhere. Splash. What's going on?
Stop the party. Get everybody out. And then he pretty much said like, "I'm too late. I'm too late." And she's like, "What's going on?" At first, she didn't really. Did she recognize him? Yeah, she said Cable.
She knew him as Cable, yes.
And then she looked into his eyes and realized that's my son.
That's that guy. And then she was kind of happy that he made it and he didn't die or whatever.
But he says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, which is crazy.
And then into I guess the future. I'm sorry, Mom. I couldn't help.
Okay, I'm gonna voice this real quick. It ain't gonna take that long, I promise. Time travel. How are you late? My boy, you controlled when you got here.
Maybe he miscalculated his.
No.
His
You don't get in the car and not know how far you gonna get on your gas.
His coordinates, bro. Maybe he typed in wrong and ended up over here. He's supposed to be over here. Now he got a power walk.
They don't got Google Maps for time travel?
I don't know. I haven't been to the future.
Nah, bro. That's crazy. You can't give me time travel and be like, yeah, you're gonna be in the general vicinity of the time you want. Like, well, then
we don't know how it works. So how can we see that?
But here's the thing, though, right? If you knew, generally speaking, you was gonna get to around this time. Go like a day before. Why is you going 15 minutes before it happened? There's literally no reason for you to not go a month before it happened and then just post up, chill in the back. I'm cool and don't mind me. I got a metal arm. I'm in Genosha. I'm one of y'all. We cool. I'ma just chill right here. And then as soon as that X-Wing touchdown, Mama, hey, get her. Move her ass.
We're not doing this.
This ain't happening. How hard would that have been, bro? God, time travel. I'm so sorry. But when people add time travel to stories and then don't think about it, it drives me insane. Just get there 5 minutes earlier and then have nobody believe him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He really does not have any excuse to be late.
He had one job, bro.
To save everybody. You failed.
All right, tangent over. Keep it going.
A valid one at that. And then right after he leaves, we just get a giant explosion, man.
Man, crazy.
A green one, bro.
A green one, and that's when everything starts like hitting the wall, crazy, bro. And the scenes is just people like, I don't know how to describe the effect that they did, but it's pretty much like shockwave, I would say, and just clips of people and distortion in general.
Yeah, very chaotic. I liked it.
Yeah, and we see Rogue wake up with a giant rock on top of her, and I was like, nah, they took away her legs, but no, she just pushed it off. And then we see Magneto do like a superpower.
On God, he just went Super Saiyan. Let's just talk about it. Like he
really did. He really did, bro. He straight from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, bro. His defense shield when he goes into that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
And then they start realizing, oh shoot, like this place is destroyed. Yeah. And they see a Sentinel, but like not
Giga Sentinel.
Giga Sentinel, like it's like.
At first, I thought it was Master Mold again.
I did too.
And then I saw 3 heads. I'm like, Master Mold.
It's
and then I saw what it was attached to. I was like, God damn.
It was like a
beetle,
ant, bug,
mother, like a mother Sentinel,
a chimera looking thing with 3 heads.
It was like shooting Sentinels to the ground, which was also wild.
Because Sentinels are already huge, bro. Yeah. And then we don't see the scale of how big this mega giga Sentinel is until later. And he's obliterating people, man.
Yeah.
Off the rip, you just see Banshee with Marrow. Get away, and it just
erased. Vaporized. Gone.
And right after, he says, mutant threat eliminated.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm thinking this. I could not believe what was happening. I was like, oh, people are dying, bro.
Yeah, like not in the show no more. They gone.
Yeah, and next thing you know, he's after Rogue and Magneto, and we see Nightcrawler. And I said, no, you just gave me Nightcrawler. Yeah, don't do this to me.
I was like, no, just got him back.
We just got him. No, not Nightcrawler. Not Coach Ragnar. And no, he's good. He's knocked out. He's, from what we know,
he got rocked, but he good though.
Oh man,
time.
Bro, I'm telling you, he is. And then, Nightcrawler's gonna get his own episode, bro. I'm telling you.
Side story, call it.
Yeah, I definitely need a Nightcrawler episode where it's just Nightcrawler beating the crap out of.
I want to see Nightcrawler with the Excalibur and how he got back from that, bro. Yeah, that with Dark Phoenix, nerds, nerds, and yeah, man. So we're seeing all that chaos and that Giga Mega Sentinel starts attacking more people. And they just start doing what they do when X-Men, assemble pretty much.
Mm-hmm. They start hitting them.
Rogue and Gambit do the little duo.
Yeah, and that was the crazy part, man, because they realized that. So we realized that the Marauders are underground, and it's being detected. So Magneto's like, hey, we need to save these people. Like, let's go. Gambit automatically, don't worry, man, I got this. Goes in his super 90s motorcycle. It almost looked like a homage to like Akira.
I'm so
It was so dope.
I was waiting for you to say this because we didn't get an actual Akira slide in this, and it would have been so easy to put it in there. Just make us the viewpoint of the Sentinel, have Gambit drive between his legs, hit the slide, look back at the Sentinel. It would have been so easy. We kind of got it. It was like it looked like it from another angle, but the Akira slide. Yeah, the Akira slide though you have to do from the same angle. Everybody does it from that angle. It's like you got to do it that way.
It was the fucking Rasengan.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the episode before.
We're spoiled. Nerds.
Just do it.
So yeah, they go do that, but
right before that too. I don't know if we mentioned this, but Dazzler was in the episode earlier. She was there when people was dancing and doing whatever. Then she kind of started popping off herself. Her and the Marauders are down in the sewer, and she mentions that Magneto isn't gonna go save them because he doesn't care about them, right? Mm-hmm. She says that Magneto and the X-Men don't care about us. That's why we're down here. And right after she says it, then Gambit pops in and does his thing.
Superhero moment.
Yeah.
And so he does that, but around that time, Giga Mega Sentinel shows up, and this is where it gets really serious because they're kind of blocked off, man. Like there's not much they can do, and it's known at this point that it's made out of a material that does not take damage, and I want to call it the hyper beam that it's using or whatever.
No wrong.
The Lesion beam, bro.
Yeah, for real. The eraser beam.
Eraser beam. Let's call it the eraser beam. Is one touch and you're done, bro.
Yeah.
So I have a theory. I bet that is from the future, and that's why Cable's here. Little seed. But we'll discuss that later. We'll discuss that later. Because that kind of technology isn't around. So where are they getting? Anyway, so that happened, and we get a tough scene, man. Magneto knows his powers and his limits, and he's trying to fight it off. Prior to this, he tips over Charles Xavier's statue, and it falls and it kills people, mutants. And you could tell he feels that pain. He's like, I've never felt this. And he starts to use a whole subway train as a whip.
Yeah, hard.
And dude,
he gave the flashbacks with the pain. Went back to
Auschwitz.
I was like,
so here's the thing: the fact he was taken to Auschwitz in a train. Yeah. So to use that to defend it, like the symbolism is there when you really dig into it and you really pay attention to the detail. And he's like, never again, and dog. Hey man, he was not holding back. He's like, this is reparations. This is a bunch of stuff going on. He was going out. He's like, he knew it was about to go down.
Yeah, he was wild.
And he gets knocked down again, but this time he is around the Marauders, and it's Leech, right? And here's the thing about Leech's power: he takes away your power. So the fact that he can even do anything kind of gives me maybe he is or he isn't where this is going, but he is an Omega level mutant Magneto. So maybe he wasn't too effective from Leech's power.
Yeah, I mean the Sentinel definitely says as soon as, because now Magneto's laying there on the ground, he's already banged up from getting smacked up by the robot.
Yeah.
He recognized like the Giga
Sentinel.
The Giga Sentinel, or I guess what's the 3-headed one's name?
That's what we're talking about.
No, I'm saying I'm saying Master Mold, yeah. So technically it's the Giga Master Mold, I guess is what we should be calling it. But yeah, so essentially Giga Master Mold looks at Magneto, recognizes that he is a Omega level mutant, and then kind of charges up the beam, and it makes a bigger beam than all the rest of them. All the rest of them were kind of like little lasers that came out, you know what I'm saying? But this one is like it's large, right? And then we get a very cool scene that is done in a ton of movies that I really like. Magneto makes the force field kind of deal, and he is sitting right next to Leech, that's insane, because you're not supposed to be able to do anything around him. Beam comes down, it blocks static electricity just blocks the beam from hitting them. And then you see Rogue ready to rush in and try to help. And Gambit reaches out and touches her and like tries to keep her near him. And then you get the Magneto looks over and he's just like, don't do it. It's the same thing happened in Man of Steel when Paul Kent died. Like every time that trope gets done, it hurts so much worse, man. Because like he's like, you gotta live. I got this. Don't worry about it.
Naruto,
Naruto, Boruto.
It happened in Endgame.
Yeah.
Bro, it's
that trope it always hurts, man. But
because they've come full circle. What's about to happen?
Right? Yeah, they know what's going on and they're ready to risk it all. And that's
the deepest moment in that scene is when Magneto looks at Leech and speaks German and tells him. I think it translates to like, don't be afraid. Because even when he first met him in the sewers, he was like, with me, you will never be afraid. Yeah. And throughout that episode, the Marauders were like, oh, he's not coming after us. And Leech still believes. He has faith in Magneto, which tells you how much he's really affected mutants now. Yeah. After everything he's done.
Like what the talking heads were saying at the beginning of the episode was very true. Proven. Yeah, because they believed in him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, well, the youth believed in him, like all the younger ones did.
The thing about that, Xavier's wish came true.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And that's what made this such an emotional moment.
Redemption for his boy, which is honestly best friend goals.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That right there, I was like, Xavier, the deep, I win at the end.
Yeah.
You died with my vision.
Right.
You died a martyr at that point. And so he died from what we know. This is comics, so we don't really know.
Another movie trope here.
Yeah.
Big beam goes off. And then the beam goes through the ground. We don't see anybody die, but the robot does say threat. What did he say? Threat eliminated or eliminated or annihilated or whatever. This causes Rogue to go Super Saiyan. She just starts popping off. She gets all powered up. She flies in, and then Gambit, being the absolute dog that he is, turns on the motorcycle, supercharges the motorcycle, throws it at Rogue. She gets absolutely smacked somewhere. I don't know where she's
her from that blast.
But yeah, saved her from the blast. And then he's like, "Nah, if anybody gonna die today, it's gonna be me." So he runs at the. Oh, go ahead.
No. So to feedback on that, he pushes her out the way. So now, she's a little bit knocked out. Giga Mega Mold is like, okay, cool, and looks at this roof with mutants on top of it. Then Gambit's like, oh nah, look at me. Yeah, look at me. I am the mutant here.
I am the mutant.
And
now.
He starts just charging, and they're like, all right, bet, you want to play games? And he just turns his all three little heads and starts charges up and blasts the ground and kind of comes up, and he just has like this super, just like, ain't nothing gonna stop him.
His iconic pole.
Dude, his staff.
The bow staff, for sure.
His staff, and just starts working, and he's just like, man, the cards are always in my, like, with swag and that demeanor of Gambit, and stab. Boy gets stabbed right in the long hand. Right here, y'all. I just want y'all to understand, this right here is under the rib cage. Yeah. His lungs, his kidneys, his liver,
all the vitals.
And then the robot says neutralize, which means not dead, but you're about to die. Yeah. You're not a threat.
Yeah, at this point, music comes out, music turns off, silence, you know what I'm saying? We're sitting there, everybody's like, oh no, they got my boy, you know what I'm saying? He just dangling from this little tentacle that came off of this Giga Ultra. Yeah, the random tentacle coming off the Giga Ultra Omega, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mega Mold. And then we see Gambit look up, right? And then you see that little smirk on his face that he always has. That same little.
As soon as I saw that, I knew exactly.
You already knew where it was going.
That son bitch, don't do it.
You're raging Cajun.
So we see his kinetic powers start to translate onto the robot itself. At first, it's just like a white. Generally, what he puts on all the cards. But then you see as he starts to get really angry, it does turn into that super dark pink color that we haven't really seen seen from him before. Normally when he has his cards in his hand, it's like the white is on the card and then the edges of the card are that pink, but now the whole robot glows pink. You can see him start to charge it. Yeah, charge that power up and really send it into the robot, and then he sends that thing to high heavens, bro. He blows that thing up so crazy. Basically looks like a nuke went off in the middle of the city. Yeah. It's tough, man, because it was crazy. The dust settles after the explosion, and then you just hear Rogue down there crying. You know what I'm saying? We look around, we see all the destruction. Too, we see all the destruction, all the people kind of getting up from rubble and trying to figure out what's going on.
Thankfully, Nightcrawler's okay.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's cool. But we look into the crater that was created from the robot.
Huge,
blowing
bro.
up. Yeah, insane crater. And then at the bottom, you see my boy Remy. He out of here, man.
Half of his head is like burnt off, and it's like a mohawk.
Yeah, it's not a good look for him. And you see Rogue holding him in her arms, and
there's no power. There's no nothing.
She says I can't feel you, and and then cut to black. Story over. No nothing.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. After this episode, and it sounds super exaggerated, but I felt kind of like how I felt after Endgame. Like the first part of the Infinity War, like when everyone kind of disappeared.
Oh, after Infinity War.
After Infinity War,
gotcha.
Yeah. After Infinity War, yeah. Like everyone just kind of dusted off.
Yeah, and then it's just cut to black. Game over.
Yeah,
we out.
And I remember being in the movies with y'all, and we just quiet. Like we didn't know what to say.
We was just sitting there like,
what just happened? We just had Spider-Man. He's gone. Like what's going on? Yeah. That's how I felt after this episode. Because even the credits is like somber, bro. Super somber, super quiet. And immediately I texted them, y'all need to watch episode 5. And they didn't respond. Y'all need to watch episode 5. Nah, man. So many things are happening right now in that show.
A lot of storylines, a lot of really good writing, a lot going on for sure.
Bo DeMaio has already stated, like the creator of this awesome series, that this is just the beginning. Like the episode 1 through 4 was nostalgia. It was, hey, we're getting back into it. Here's a little, just edge you on. Moving forward, this is what's gonna set the tone for the rest of the season as well as season 2. I hope that they bring him back for season 3, because obviously, look at your ratings. I don't know what's going on with Disney and this guy. Forget about it. Bring the man back.
Yeah. I thought I think right now X-Men is doing like the number 1 right now.
Yeah, because of him.
Yeah.
Like his creative direct, like
put him into the MCU. Please.
Thank you.
Put just plop.
Yeah, I think
the claw.
I think for the future of this show, it would be incredibly important to guarantee seasons earlier so that we don't get, because I remember we were talking about this a lot in the first episode, the rushing feeling of the season.
But
right?
I see why they did it now.
Yeah, I understand it. I think we still are kind of cooking a little too quickly. Like, I like how fast paced this episode was, because as soon as stuff started popping off, it was, I was pretty much locked in. Even earlier in the episode, like when we were talking about the stuff at the mansion and stuff, like that stuff I was still pretty locked in on. But I still would like for them to slow it down just a little bit, because I feel like this is something that we're going to be watching for a long time. I feel like we could just slow it down a bit, because one of the obviously the greatest cartoon ever made, Avatar: The Last Airbender, has a ton of really, really high action stuff, and then they kind of pace that with the slower stuff that kind of gets you more interested in all the characters. Obviously, a show like this, we've been with these characters for a really long time, but I think slowing it down for newer audiences that maybe may not have watched all of the 96 and onward show, I think it would be smart to just slow it down a bit so that we can get invested in some more of these characters, because the writing is so good already. If we could take more time to write the same stuff, I think we should do that.
I agree 100%. My biggest concern is they're allowing whatever drama's happening to affect the product, and that's why people are already kind of scared of, like, okay, we guaranteed him on season 1 and 2. Season 3, as of right now, it just got greenlit because they saw how good episode 5 has gotten, and even like the first couple episodes in the ratings. he's done. I don't want to say perfect, but damn near. As far as hitting multiple checkpoints, nostalgia, respect to the characters, to the source material, incorporating the emotional and the dialogue that we love and just adore from the original series, and translating it to an audience that grew up, right? A lot of times there's a reboot, it's the same thing for the audience of the first generation, but this is made, at least for me, it feels like it's made for the kids who watched the original series and grew up. Yeah. Like, this is for us. You can have your Bluey, you can have all this other, but this is for us. Don't mess with this. Like, right. Thank you. Right? Mine. Yeah, and I mean, he's a fan of it himself. He watched it as a kid. Yeah. So, respectfully, like, I really appreciate what he's done. I really hope whatever's going on, they fix all that issue and bring him back for season 3. And moving forward, my prediction for this is Mega Giga Master Mold is probably from the future. We might have like a Days of Future Past Part 2.
That'd be cool.
To see how what they did kind of distorted the future and like a variant event. I'm excited to see what cameos we have because Sinister is still out there, so he might have something to do with this. Knowing that he knows so much about mutant and genetics, he probably knows how to neutralize it. And Storm is gonna come back at the most epic moment, bro.
Yeah. I cannot wait for it because I know it's gonna be raining where they fighting, and then all of a sudden that motherfucking lightning bolt gonna hit, boy.
Lightning.
Well, in the promotional trailer, we see Captain America's shield. Right?
Yep.
We see a green boot, and off the bat, the only people that I can recognize right now with green boots are Cyclops, Rogue, and Morph. I think that's the only people. Oh, and maybe Jean? No, Jean is brownish or whatever.
Yeah, I think she got brown boots now, but like when she goes back to her fit, she gonna have the blue.
Yeah, the Miss Marvel or what? Marvel girl.
Sorry. Yeah. Real quick, y'all touched on something that I wanted to touch on. So the very last video that we did was a State of the MCU video where we talked about a bunch of stuff, and in that video we talked about Kevin Feige and his role in the beginning, like the Infinity Saga, right? One of the things that y'all just mentioned was the director of this show getting popped into the MCU, and I would like to warn you how dangerous that can be, because if that happens, right, then the quality of this show goes down, right? And then you're putting somebody, you know what I'm saying? You're putting somebody in a position where they could be super great for Marvel and, change a bunch of stuff. But if that guy leaves again, right, like he goes up a position or he has more work to do, or if he just wants to be a director, right, then you kind of put yourself right back into the Kevin Feige situation. So, I just be warned. It would be cool.
I could see that. or maybe once X-Men 97 is completed, then he can move on to that. Your thoughts?
I loved it. I can't wait.
I loved it.
R.I.P. my boy.
Thank you guys for joining us. As always, if you are still here in this part of the video, we appreciate it. Please don't forget to share our video, click like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all updates whenever we upload new videos. Thank you guys. I'm JR.
Brian.
Isaiah.
You collect the nerds. We're out.
Peace.